December 24th, Christmas Eve, Paris, 5 a.m., Paris time. In the gray of dawn at Orly Airport, Kate slept across 3 seats in a passenger lounge, using her purse for a pillow. Overhead, a loudspeaker crackled to life. "This is the final boarding call for American Airlines Flight 561 to Boston, connecting to Detroit. We'll stand by passenger McAllister. Please come to the ticket counter." Kate rose, almost in a trance, and propelled herself toward the counter. Finally, she was going home, to her baby. A few miles away, in her Uncle Rob's apartment, Linnie McAllister lay awake in bed, watching the sky grow slowly brighter as a new day began. A new day without Kevin. Somewhere in the house, a phone rang. Next to Linnie, Megan stirred and rolled over. The two sisters stared at each other. "How come you're up?" Megan asked. "The same reason you are," Linnie said. "I'm worried about Kevin." "Yeah," Megan admitted. "Hard to believe." "He may be a pain," Linnie said. "But look at it from his point of view. We do dump on him a lot." "I guess," Megan said. "All I know is I'd feel a lot better if he was here or we were there." Linnie nodded and got out of bed. "Where are you going?" Megan asked. "To get some orange juice," Linnie said. She stepped out into the hall. On the way to the kitchen, she passed the room Jeff and Buzz were sharing. Linnie peeked in. Jeff was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Buzz was snoring like a bear. Linnie went into the kitchen. She was surprised to find her father, in his robe, staring out the window. "Dad?" Peter turned around. "What are you doing up, sweetheart?" "Couldn't sleep," Linnie said with a shrug. "Heard anything from Mom?" "She just called from the airport," Peter said. "She caught a flight to Detroit. She'll be with Kevin by tonight." "Which means she won't be here for Christmas," Linnie said. "And neither will Kevin. It won't even be like Christmas." "We'll just delay it a little bit," Peter said to reassure her. "I think it's a bad idea," Linnie said. "But we don't have a choice, sweetheart," Peter said. "All I know is families shouldn't be apart on Christmas, no matter how mean they are to each other the rest of the year," Linnie said. "It's not right, Daddy. Us here, them there. Christmas isn't about being in Paris. It's about being together." Peter looked up at his daughter in awe. She was right. How come a 12-year-old understood these things better than he did? December 24th, Oak Park, 10 a.m. Kevin had a plan for getting his family back. That was why he was pushing a cart through the grocery store. To avoid detection, he wore one of Buzz's baseball caps low on his head and the collar of his coat pulled high. He picked up a half-gallon of milk and moved on to the bread section, where he squeezed several loaves for freshness. "Pushing the cart for Mommy?" someone said. Kevin turned around and looked up at a middle-aged woman with streaked blonde hair. "Yes, ma'am." "What a good little helper you are," the woman said. "I'll bet you get lots of swell things from Santa tomorrow." "You never know," Kevin said. There was only one thing he wanted for Christmas: his family back. The woman started to push her cart away, but Kevin needed some help. "Excuse me," he said. "Could you tell me what the stuff is that you put in the washing machine that makes clothes feel as fluffy soft as a kitten and smells fresh as a springtime breeze?" The woman frowned, then smiled. "Oh, you mean fabric softener. That's 2 miles over." "Thank you," Kevin said, "and have a Merry Christmas." When Kevin had everything he needed, he pushed his cart to the checkout counter. A bored-looking older girl was behind the cash register. She looked about Heather's age. "Hi," said Kevin. The girl ignored him and started ringing up his stuff. First the milk, then fabric softener, bread, soup, and a microwave macaroni and cheese dinner. Kevin picked up a Woman's Day magazine and thumbed through it. He found a recipe for mackafurters. "I wish I could use the stove," he said, holding up the magazine to the girl. "I'd make some of these mackafurters. They look good, don't they?" The girl nodded and rang up a large package of plastic army men. For the kids," Kevin said. The last item was a half-gallon of orange juice. "Hold it," Kevin said, handing her a coupon. "It was in the paper this morning." The girl rang up juice minus the coupon. "That'll be $19.83. Kevin gave her a $20 bill. "Keep the change," he said. December 24th, Oak Park, 2 p.m. The van was parked all the way at the end of the Murphys' driveway. From there, Harry and Marv could see into the McAllisters' backyard. Looks awful quiet, Harry said. Maybe they're still asleep, said Marv. At 2 in the afternoon, Harry asked. No way. Something ain't right. Last night the place was jumping. Now it don't seem like anybody's home. I can't figure it out. He pushed open the van door. What are you doing? Marv asked. Wait here, Harry said. Inside the house, Kevin was standing on the kitchen sink doing the dishes. If he was going to get what he wanted for Christmas, he was going to have to be extra, extra good. That's why he went down to the basement before and did all the family laundry. Now he was cleaning the rest of the house. Kevin looked outside at the bare brown lawn. He was trying to save all his wish power to bring his family back and didn't want to waste any on a white Christmas. But it sure would be. Suddenly Kevin froze. A dish slipped out of his hands and back into the soapy water. To his horror, the guy from the van, the phony policeman, began to emerge from behind the bushes. Kevin quickly pulled the kitchen curtains closed. He whipped off his rubber gloves and flicked on the VCR. Harry stepped softly across the back porch to the kitchen door. He tried to peek in through the curtains. Then he pushed open the doggy door with his foot. Inside, Kevin held his breath as the doggy door flapped. His heart started to pound as the kitchen doorknob rattled. He pushed the play button on the VCR, and the gangster movie went on. All right, Johnny, the thin kid said, but what about my money? What money? Snapped the gangster. The sudden sound of voices from inside made Harry jump back. AC said you had some dough for me. AC? Harry scowled. He stepped up to the kitchen door and pressed his ear against it. Is that a fact? The gangster said. How much do I owe you? While the gangster movie continued to play on the VCR, Kevin carefully opened a pack of Buzz's firecrackers. I'll tell you what I'm going to give you, snakes, the gangster said. Snakes? Harry thought. I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no-good face off my property before I pump you full of lead, the gangster snarled. Harry's eyes went wide. Inside, a frightened voice was saying, All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going. Kevin lit a match and held the firecrackers over a wastebasket. The gangster was counting. 1, 2, 10. Kevin lit the pack. The fuse sparkled and hissed as the firecrackers fell into the wastebasket. Bang, 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 bang. Harry dove off the back porch and ran across the yard. He jumped into the van and slammed the door. He was panting. What happened? Marv asked, alarmed. Someone just got blown away in there, Harry gasped. What? Someone beat us to the job, Harry said. They were in there arguing, then one blew the other away. Do we know him? Marv asked. I don't know, Harry said. 2 guys named Snakes and AC. I thought I recognized one of the voices. Snakes? Marv frowned. I don't know no snakes. Well, I say we split, Harry said. He started to turn the key in the ignition, but Marv stopped him. Hey, wait a minute, he said. We better see who it is. We're working this neighborhood, too. Suppose we get nailed and the cops try to pin this murder on us. It would help if we could steer him to the guilty party. Good thinking, Harry said, taking the key out of the ignition. Kevin didn't hear the van leave, but he waited a long time until he was sure it had. Those guys might be grown-ups, but they were pretty easy to fool. His thoughts turned back to preparations for Christmas. If Santa was going to bring his family back, he had to have a tree. There was no way he could buy one, but maybe there was one in the backyard he could use. In the van, Marv was asleep. Harry was just starting to doze when the kid came out of the house with a saw. He quickly shook Marv's shoulder. That's him, Harry said. The kid who looked at me funny. Come on. Harry and Marv slipped out of the van and cut across the Murphys' yard. They hid behind some bushes and watched Kevin cut off the top of a short fir tree and carry it back into the house. Then Harry and Marv snuck up to the living room window. Inside, Kevin put the little tree in the tree stand and started to decorate it. He also put out a glass of milk and a plate of cookies for Santa and some carrots for the reindeer. As he put the carrots under the tree, he happened to glance in the window. His heart almost stopped. One of the bad guys was staring through the glass at him. Dad! Kevin quickly shouted as loud as he could. Can you come here and help me? Outside the window, Marv quickly pulled Harry back. Come on. If the kid's there, the parents gotta be. No, Harry shook his head. He's home. Alone. I'm telling you, Marv, we've been scammed by a kid. Inside, Kevin raced upstairs and got the BB gun. He stopped on the upstairs landing and listened. There was no sound of breaking glass or anyone forcing their way in. Kevin went into Megan's room and looked through the window. The bad guys were standing in the backyard, right below him. They were talking. Kevin quietly slid open the window and listened. You can't be serious, Marv was saying. You want to come back tonight? You got it, said Harry. Even with the kid here? Yep. I don't think that's a real bright idea, Marv said. Look, Harry said intensely. What have I been telling you since we started working this block? This house is the one, the silver tuna. I've wanted it ever since I laid eyes on it. To me, this house is the difference between a good Christmas and a bad Christmas, and I ain't had a good Christmas in 20 years. That long? Marv was shocked. That long, said Harry. Well, I don't want to spoil Christmas for you, Marv said. Good, Harry said. So here's what we do. We take off now for a while, then come back tonight when it's dark. Say around 9 o'clock. Yeah, Marv said with a smile. Kids are scared of the dark. Upstairs in the house, Kevin slowly slid the window closed. What was he going to do? How would he stop them? Mom, he whispered in a trembling voice. Where are you? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop right there. And please join me for the next part to see what happens.